That evening unfolded like so many before it. Sun dipping beyond the horizon, painting our living room with a soft amber glow. Familiar sounds filled the space. The quiet ticking of the wall clock, the faint hum of cars gliding past outside, and the subtle creaks of the house settling into night. Everything felt calm, predictable, comforting, even, or so it seemed. She sat on the opposite couch, eyes locked on the flickering television screen, though her mind was clearly somewhere else. I sensed it. The quiet heaviness in her presence, something unspoken weighing her down. I never imagined what she was about to tell me. Without warning, she turned toward me. Her face was calm but serious, her voice steady but thick with gravity I'd never heard from her before. Her eyes met mine, not with resentment, not with anger, but with an honesty that was bare and unfiltered. And then she said it. Her words hit like a tidal wave, crashing over me with stunning force. Time stalled. My heart stumbled in my chest. I stared at her, trying to comprehend, wondering if I'd misheard. A small, irrational part of me hoped she'd laugh and wave it off, but she didn't. She was still, certain. The silence that followed was unbearable, pressing down like a weight I couldn't shrug off. I studied her face, hoping for some sign this was a passing thought or a cruel misstep, but there was nothing. No cruelty, no accusation, just her truth laid bare, cold and cutting. In a single breath, the foundation I believed we stood on began to crumble. All those years together, laughing, dreaming, building a life I thought we shared, suddenly felt fragile, almost imaginary. We lived under the same roof, shared the same bed, built memories I thought were ours. I had convinced myself our closeness had simply grown quieter over time. But those words, they shattered that illusion. They pierced deep, stripping me of certainty, eroding my sense of who I was to her. Had she never truly seen me? Had everything between us been one-sided? A numb ache spread to my chest, followed by a whispered doubt that refused to fade. I wanted to ask why, to understand, but my throat tightened and the words never came. I sat frozen in that moment, crushed by the weight of it. The silence between us thickened, expanding like fog, swallowing what was once us. I wanted to hold her, to reach for something familiar, to fix whatever had broken. But the fear of uncovering more truths I wasn't ready to face left me motionless. That night, I lay awake, staring into the dark, her confession playing in my head on repeat. It felt like I was lying next to someone I no longer knew, someone who didn't want me. Days passed like shadows. We stopped trying, stopped talking about the one thing we needed to. The tenderness faded, and in its place, a cold emptiness settled into the corners of our home, especially the space between us and bed. The distance widened each day until it felt impossible to bridge. Pretending everything was fine became unbearable. And so, after months of silence and aching solitude, I made the most painful decision of my life. I left, not out of resentment, not to cause hurt, but because I could no longer endure feeling so unseen, so utterly alone, in the very place we once called home. I hoped that stepping away might help us both see more clearly, that we'd remember what we'd lost, that space would allow us to breathe. But weeks passed without a single word. No messages, no calls, no sign that my absence even registered. I started to wonder if I'd made a huge mistake. Then, 3 months later, everything changed. She appeared at my door, her eyes swollen from tears, her voice trembling as she whispered the words I had waited so long to hear. "I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much I took you for granted. I didn't know how much you mattered until you were gone." In that moment, I saw a side of her I hadn't seen in years. Raw, remorseful, and desperate to rebuild. As painful as it was, I told her my truth, too. I didn't feel you either. It wasn't just you. For the first time in what felt like forever, we were completely honest. No finger-pointing. No walls. Just two people confessing that somewhere along the way, we'd lost each other. That honesty gave us the courage to do what we should have done long before. We reached out for help and found a counselor who specialized in couples like us, lost, wounded, but still hoping. Admitting we couldn't fix it alone was hard, vulnerable. But it was the smartest decision we ever made. The road back wasn't easy. It demanded time, trust, and the bravery to face parts of ourselves we'd hidden. But through that journey, we learned how to speak again, how to truly hear each other, how to dig up emotions we'd buried deep. Over 6 months, we found each other again. Slowly, carefully, we rebuilt what had been broken. Our bond deepened, intimacy rekindled. This time not just familiar, but richer, more meaningful. Today, our life isn't perfect, but it's real, it's full, and it's shared completely. Our story is proof that even in the darkest moments, something beautiful can still be born. So if you're feeling lost or distant in your relationship, don't give up. Be brave enough to be honest with yourself and with them. Get help if you need it, because real love, it's worth the fight.